Have you ever wondered why you wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep, or why your belly seems to be growing, even though you're eating less than before? Perhaps you've brushed it off, blaming it on age or slowing metabolism. But what if the real reason is something quieter, something deeper, like your liver quietly waving a white flag? You see, after 50, our bodies speak to us differently, not through pain, but through heaviness, foggy mornings, sluggish digestion, and that uncomfortable tightness around the waistline. Most people never suspect the liver, yet it is the first place that feels the weight of every bite we eat, every sip we take, and every choice we repeat. But here's the beautiful part. Your liver can heal. It doesn't hold grudges. In today's video, I'll show you a simple, natural way to support your liver's recovery, with signs of renewal often beginning in just 3 days. Let's begin. 2.1. The liver, the silent gatekeeper of your health. There's a quiet place in your body that works tirelessly for you, every single day, without asking for much in return. You don't feel it, you don't hear it, you rarely think about it, until something goes wrong. That place is your liver. And for most people, especially after the age of 50, it's one of the most overlooked yet most important guardians of health. The liver isn't just a piece of anatomy tucked under your rib cage. It's more like the head caretaker of your entire inner world. Every bite of food you swallow, every sip of water or tea, even the air you breathe, it all gets processed, filtered, and decided upon by your liver. If something's toxic, the liver tries to neutralize it. If it's useful, the liver helps send it on its way to nourish your cells. But when the liver is overwhelmed, as it so often is in modern life, it begins to slow, silently and steadily, without protest, like a kind worker who never complains but one day simply collapses from exhaustion. Many people don't realize that their fatigue, their bloating, their cloudy thinking, or their weight gain around the middle could have nothing to do with aging or slowing metabolism, and everything to do with a tired liver that's struggling under the weight of too much sugar, too many processed foods, and a lifestyle that rarely allows rest or replenishment. We keep feeding it more, asking it to do more, expecting it to carry the load, but we never stop to ask if it's okay. And yet, despite all that, the liver doesn't give up easily. It is the only organ in your body that can regenerate itself. That means even if it's damaged, even if it's inflamed, fatty, or worn down, it can heal, as long as we stop hurting it and start helping it. Isn't that beautiful? Nature built in a second chance, a quiet offer of renewal. So before we rush into fancy supplements or aggressive detox routines, we must first pause and understand, truly understand, what the liver does for us. Because when you really see it, not just as a body part, but as a silent, faithful friend working behind the scenes, you'll want to care for it, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. And that's where healing begins. 2.2. Why your liver is fatty, and you don't even know it now that we've seen how quietly, how faithfully the liver serves us every day. The question becomes, what happens when that quiet worker is pushed too far? The truth is, for many people, the liver isn't breaking down because of age or bad luck. It's breaking down because of habits so ordinary, so familiar, that we barely notice them. And that's what makes fatty liver so dangerous. It doesn't scream. It whispers. No stabbing pain, no warning light. Just slow weight gain around the middle. A little bloating. A little fatigue. A sense that you're just not as sharp as before. Most people blame those signs on getting older. But the real reason may be that your liver is quietly overwhelmed, day after day, by what you're putting on your plate. Because here's the hard truth. We're not eating too much fat. We're eating too much sugar and starch. Soft white bread, fluffy rice, sweet pastries in the afternoon, fried snacks with tea. Those everyday foods so comforting, so familiar. They don't just raise blood sugar. They flood your liver with glucose. And when glucose comes in faster than the body can use it, the liver does what it can to protect you. It turns that excess into fat and stores it right inside itself. And it keeps doing that, quietly, every day. Until one day, it's no longer a healthy, pink, efficient organ, but a heavy, yellowish liver, weighed down by fat. What's worse, your pancreas is being shouted at too. Insulin, insulin, more insulin, until it's exhausted too. And yet, none of this shows up clearly on the outside. You're still smiling, still walking, still showing up for life. But inside, your body is asking for help. It's not your fault. No one told us that toast and jam each morning, or the noodle soup at lunch, or the snack before bedtime could be hurting us. But now that we know, we can begin again, gently, wisely, kindly. Because your liver hasn't given up on you. It's still doing its best. It just needs a little space, a little support, and a little love. 2.3. Sugar and carbs, the hidden enemies that hurt your liver more than fat. Now that we've begun to see how quietly the liver stores fat from the foods we eat every day, we need to ask a deeper question. What is it exactly that causes this fat to build up? Most people would say fat causes fat, wouldn't they? It sounds logical. But what if that belief, though so common, is actually misleading? What if it's not the butter on your toast or the egg in your soup that's weighing down your liver, but the toast itself, the soup noodles themselves, and the sugar quietly hidden in that glass of juice or that sweet afternoon snack? You see, we've been told for decades to avoid fat, to switch to low-fat milk, skip the egg yolk, limit the butter. But all the while, we've been encouraged to eat more carbohydrates: bread, cereal, rice, noodles, crackers, cakes. Foods that seem harmless, even nourishing, because they're labeled low-fat. The problem is, our liver doesn't see these as friendly. It sees them as glucose. And glucose in excess doesn't just give us energy. It gives us storage. It gives us overload. It gives us fat, in the very place we cannot afford it. Every time you eat a soft white bun, a bowl of rice, a plate of pasta, or even a handful of crispy crackers, your liver is being asked to process a flood of sugar. And if your muscles don't need that sugar right away, the liver does the only thing it can to protect you. It turns it into fat and stores it right inside itself. It does this not once, not twice, but every day, every meal, every bite that comes too often, too refined, too sweet. And while all this is happening, you may still be avoiding butter, still skipping eggs, still feeling guilty over a piece of cheese, all while quietly drinking another glass of sweet milk or snacking on a healthy, low-fat cracker that only adds more pressure to your liver. The irony is heartbreaking. We've feared the wrong things for too long, so maybe it's time to be gentle with fat. Maybe it's time to see real, natural fats. From eggs, avocado, coconut butter, not as enemies but as friends. Because it's not fat that's been damaging your liver. It's sugar. It's refined starch. It's the invisible sweetness hidden in everyday habits. But once you see it, once you feel it, once you name it, you can change it. Slowly, kindly, starting now. 2.4. 4 natural power foods that help your liver heal itself. So now that we understand how sugar and refined carbs quietly wear down the liver, not overnight but slowly, meal by meal, year after year, the next question that naturally arises is this: what can we do to help it recover? And the answer, surprisingly, isn't locked inside a bottle of supplements or hidden behind medical jargon. It lives in our gardens, our kitchens, in the warm drinks we've forgotten, and the bitter leaves we once avoided. Nature, in its quiet wisdom, has always offered remedies. Not to rush the liver, not to force it, but to gently awaken its healing. Let's begin with one of the most humble, yet powerful herbs: dandelion. In the garden, it's often seen as a weed, but to your liver, it's a gentle friend, bitter to the tongue, but sweet to the system. Dandelion stimulates bile production, helping the liver flush out toxins and break down fats more efficiently. For those who can find it fresh, it makes a beautiful addition to a warm potato salad, a recipe passed down from old European kitchens, where hot chopped potatoes are tossed with olive oil, garlic, salt, and generous handfuls of dandelion leaves. It's bitter, yes, but the olive oil softens it, the garlic lifts it, and your body feels lighter after just a few days. And then there's lemon, bright, sour, and often misunderstood. Many people think lemon is acidic and worry it might upset their stomach. But the truth is, once digested, lemon becomes one of the most alkalizing fruits you can consume. It's rich in potassium, calcium, and magnesium, all minerals that support liver function. A simple cup of warm water with fresh lemon juice in the morning, not boiling, just warm, can gently wake up your liver, like sunlight creeping into a quiet room. This morning ritual, repeated day after day, gives your body rhythm, your digestion ease, and your liver the signal that it is loved. Let's not forget ginger, the golden root that warms from the inside. Ginger has long been known to reduce inflammation, ease nausea, and support circulation, but few people realize how deeply it benefits the liver. By increasing bile flow and reducing oxidative stress, ginger helps the liver process fats and clear out cellular debris. A little grated ginger steeped in hot water, left to sit for 10 minutes, makes a comforting tea that feels like a hug from within. If you've ever felt cold to the bones or foggy after a heavy meal, ginger tea brings you back to yourself. And finally, turmeric. Deep yellow, slightly earthy, and quietly miraculous. It's not just a spice. It's a symbol of healing in many traditional cultures. Its active compound, curcumin, is a potent anti-inflammatory that helps the liver regenerate damaged cells. But turmeric doesn't work well on its own. It needs a pinch of black pepper to unlock its full potential. Boil it gently in water, add pepper, a slice of lemon if you like, and you'll have a daily tonic that not only soothes your liver, but reminds your body it is capable of restoring balance. These foods are not trends. They're not new. They've been with us all along, waiting to be remembered. And perhaps that's all healing really is, remembering. Remembering what feeds us, what warms us, what truly helps. The liver doesn't need punishment. It needs patience. It doesn't need complexity. It needs consistency. So try one of these. Try them gently, try them kindly, and let your liver feel, at last, that it's no longer carrying the burden alone. 2.5. Why the liver is the only organ that can heal itself. And what that means for you. After all the burdens we've placed on the liver, the sweet drinks, the silent sugars, the years of pushing and pushing without pause, you'd think it would give up on us, but it doesn't. And that, in itself, is something close to a miracle. You see, the liver is unlike any other organ in your body. It doesn't just cope. It doesn't just manage. It restores. It rebuilds. It remembers how to return to health, if only we give it the space to do so. This isn't just poetic thinking. It's biological fact. The liver is the only organ with the built-in ability to regenerate itself. Even if a large portion is removed during surgery, the remaining cells begin multiplying, reshaping, reforming, like a garden that's been pruned and knows exactly how to bloom again. No medicine can do this. No supplement can force it. This is nature's quiet gift, a second chance written into your body's blueprint. But that doesn't mean healing happens on its own. The liver may forgive, but it still needs us to stop hurting it. It needs us to remove what overloads it, to nourish it with what calms and cleanses, to support it, not with harsh detox routines or aggressive fixes, but with simple, consistent kindness. That means cutting down the refined carbs. That means sipping lemon water instead of sugary tea. That means letting dandelion leaves and ginger roots become part of your kitchen again. Not as magic, but as memory. A memory of how we used to live. a memory your body still holds. I once met a woman in her 60s, soft-spoken, always tired, always bloated after meals. Her doctors called it age-related changes, but her body said something different. She started small, warm lemon water at sunrise, a pinch of turmeric in her evening soup, dandelion mixed into her salad twice a week. Nothing radical, just rhythm, just intention. And within 2 weeks, she told me she woke up one morning and felt light, not just physically, but emotionally. She felt like herself again. That's what healing the liver can do, not just reduce numbers on a lab sheet, but return us to the quiet aliveness we forgot we had. And perhaps that's the real reason this organ was made to regenerate. Because life wears us down, yes, but life also gives us the chance to begin again. And the liver, quietly, faithfully, is always ready. 2.6. 3 gentle keys to help your liver heal naturally. After all we've walked through, the quiet overload, the hidden sugars, the forgotten healing foods, perhaps the most important thing left to say is this: healing doesn't begin with more effort. It begins with awareness. And once we become aware, truly aware, the path forward becomes surprisingly simple. It doesn't require willpower alone. It just asks for kindness and consistency. There are only 3 things your liver truly needs from you right now. 3 small shifts, done gently, done daily. First, reduce the burden. That means slowly, steadily, removing refined sugar and processed starches from your meals. Not overnight, not with guilt, just with care, like someone who's finally listening to their body after years of rushing past its signals. Second, restore the rhythm. Wake each morning with warm lemon water. Invite ginger into your tea. Let dandelion and turmeric find their way onto your plate. These aren't trends. They're not exotic. They are the quiet remedies our grandparents once knew, when food was still medicine and meals were made with hands, not machines. And third, remember the wisdom. Your body is not broken. It is asking for slowness, for nourishment, for a little space to reset. Your liver, more than any other organ, holds the capacity to begin again, no matter your age, no matter your past. So hold that truth close. Let it soften the fear. Let it awaken the hope. And above all, let it remind you, your healing is not behind you. It's still ahead. And it begins right here, right now, with you. 2.7. A gentle 3-day meal guide to support liver recovery naturally. Now that we've spoken of healing, not as something distant, but something living in the everyday, it's only natural to ask, so what do I eat now? What does healing look like on a plate? And the answer, my friend, isn't found in exotic powders or expensive plans. It's found in the simple things, the warm, familiar things. It's in the bowl of porridge, the sprig of herbs, the quiet cup of tea that starts your morning not with urgency, but with intention. For your liver to truly rest, it doesn't need extremes. It needs balance. It needs food that doesn't shout at your system, but speaks softly to it. So over the next 3 days, just 3 days, I invite you to try a rhythm that nourishes more than it stresses, that gives more than it takes. This is not a diet. It's a retreat your liver has long waited for. Start your mornings with warm lemon water. Let it be the first thing to touch your body after a long night. Not coffee, not sugar, just lemon and warmth. Follow that with something soft, like lightly cooked oats, or a piece of boiled sweet potato, sprinkled with a little cinnamon and chia seeds. It fills, it grounds, it doesn't overwhelm. By midday, let your plate be half vegetables, lightly steamed, gently sautéed, or raw if your digestion allows. Add boiled eggs or grilled fish, maybe a small bowl of mung bean soup. If you can find fresh dandelion leaves, toss them into your salad. If not, drink a warm cup of dandelion root tea. Let it reach where leafy greens cannot. Dinner should be the simplest of all. A bowl of warm broth with seasonal vegetables, a handful of brown rice or millet, and perhaps a piece of steamed pumpkin or zucchini. If your body asks for something more, give it. If it feels full with less, honor that too. Healing doesn't come from pushing. It comes from listening. And in between, if you feel the need to snack, go for slices of cucumber, a handful of soaked walnuts, or just a gentle ginger tea. The key is not just what you eat, but how you eat, slowly, mindfully, with gratitude. Remember, your liver is not asking for perfection. It's asking for a break, a real break, a kind one. So as you begin this 3-day journey, don't think of it as a detox. Think of it as coming home, home to your own body, home to the wisdom it's carried all along. And in that stillness, in that softness, healing begins. 2.8. Gentle answers to the questions you've been carrying. After sharing all of this, the stories, the foods, the quiet rhythms that help the liver return to life, I often hear certain questions repeated. Questions that come not from doubt but from a sincere place of wondering, will this really work for me? Is it too late? Can I keep drinking my morning tea? And to those questions, I always answer the same way. Healing is not a race. It's a return. And you, just as you are, still have time. Many people ask, will I see results in 3 days? And the truth is, for some, yes. They'll notice their sleep deepens, their belly softens, their digestion lightens. But for others, it may take a week or two. What matters is not how fast you feel it, but how gently you stay with it. The liver doesn't rush. It remembers. It rebuilds quietly, not dramatically. Another question is, do I have to cut everything sweet forever? And I say no. What matters is awareness. If one piece of fruit brings you joy, enjoy it. But if it becomes 5, 6, hidden in juices and snacks and sauces, then we lose balance. Healing comes not from rules, but from rhythm. And rhythm returns when we pause long enough to listen. I've also been asked, what if I have diabetes or high cholesterol? And my answer is, this way of eating doesn't fight your body, it supports it. Real foods, gentle herbs, less glucose, they help, not hurt. Even people with chronic conditions have found peace here, because this isn't a diet. It's a way of returning home, to your own body, to your own knowing. So yes, your questions matter, and so do you. Keep asking, keep listening, keep choosing what feels kind and true. That, more than anything, is the beginning of healing. 3. Conclusion. Your liver, your second chance. Start today. So here we are at the end of a quiet journey, one that began with fatigue, confusion, maybe even fear, and now arrives at something gentler, understanding, possibility, and hope. We've uncovered truths long biche lap boy toi quen thung ngay, và rồi nhận ra. Chính những điều giản dị nhất, một ly nước chanh ấm, một bữa rau luộc, một nhịp sống chậm rãi, mới là liều thuốc thực sự cho gan của bạn. Your liver has never stopped working for you. And even now, it's still trying, still waiting, still able to heal. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start. Start with one meal, one breath, one quiet morning. Then listen. Your body will tell you what's right. If this video has touched something in you, a memory, a question, a decision, leave a comment below. Share your story, even just one line. Or pass this video along to someone you care about. Healing, after all, is even more powerful when we do it together. Description: do you feel tired more often? Gain weight around your belly even though you eat less? Or wake up feeling heavy and foggy? If you're over 50, it might not be aging. Your liver could be quietly crying for help. In this video, I'll share the often overlooked truth. Fatty liver isn't just caused by fat. It's caused by sugar, refined carbs, and everyday foods we've been taught to trust. After 50, the liver becomes more sensitive, more reactive, and yet, it rarely shows clear symptoms. The good news is, your liver can heal itself. With the right support, with simple natural foods, and by removing the overload gently, recovery begins. What you'll discover in this video. Why your liver becomes fatty without any pain or warning signs. The most common foods silently harming your liver. 4. Natural healing foods for liver regeneration. A simple 3-day meal plan to reset your liver. Honest answers to frequently asked questions. If this message resonates with you, feel free to share your story or personal journey in the comments below. Sometimes, the words you share could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to begin their own healing.